Well, folks, driving in automatic, aka drive mode on the E60 M5 here this morning. And I said it before, I swear, this car is the best driving E60 M5 I've been in when it comes to like the drive mode. Like, I don't need to pull my foot off the accelerator to help it. It goes through the gears as it should, and it's actually a pleasure to drive. It's something that, you know, I could let the missus get in if I've had too many beers. But speaking of the missus, she complains the car's too loud, and part of me doesn't blame her. Like, the car is obnoxious, especially on the cold starts. And I brought it up with my guy from A&M Exhaust, and he's like, you know what? I have an idea. Bring the car in. He's like, let's work together on something here. He's like, I got a couple ideas. He's like, I think I can get you more F1 sound, but take away some of the drone inside the car. And mind you, right now, inside the car is even noisier, because if you look right here behind me in the rear seat, that's right. The sending unit cap on the gas tank is exposed because that filter housing is leaking, which is like classic BMW 101 stuff. Like, that reminds me of my 335 days and everything else. Very common problem. Oddly enough, that one's never been replaced. 208,500 miles. Look at that. And that has never been replaced. So, needless to say, I tried to tackle it myself, and I don't have the fancy lock ring tool. So I was trying to do my own little, my trick, and that lock ring it's stuck on there. So I think we're gonna have to Dremel it off. I'm gonna go see Sinan, and hopefully we'll get it off. He'll have an extra one, because I have a feeling we're gonna destroy this one getting it off. I got a brand new Bosch sending unit, so that hopefully I can get rid of the nasty fuel smell. But that's enough of me rambling. We will catch you guys back at the exhaust shop here, and then we'll be getting into, we'll fix this this sending unit and see how things go, because it actually has thrown the check engine light due to the loss of pressure in the fuel system. So anyways, we will catch you guys soon.
It's all relative with distance, right?
Have you tried to yell and see how loud it goes, or how high?
Yeah.
Who wins? Do you win, or?
Oh no, the kids win.
The kids win.
Oh really?
The kids win every time.
Like that high screeching?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That kids do so well.
Oh,
I mean,
well. Like ear piercing.
Right.
I think it'd almost be better, honestly, if the meter was like 10 feet away.
Right.
Because, you know, it's going to be louder if you put it right next to the tailpipe, but how often is your ear really there?
Well, and it depends if the microphone's omnidirectional or directional, because like this will like go forever in a straight line, which is great. Yeah.
It's Amazon directional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
just does a little bit of everything. All right, we are back. Never actually saw under here.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you with your custom little ovaling.
Yeah. Not bad, huh?
Yeah.
There's only like, what, about 3 feet of stock pipe left at this point?
Well, it's definitely loud. Like the cold starts are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like almost like scares you.
That's fun.
Yeah. Like it probably is like similar to like a opened up Coyote motor. Like some of those cars are.
Those are pretty wild on the cold start.
Yeah.
You ready, Megan?
Yeah, sorry, I got metal shavings on my magnet.
Chris's M5 BMW from the Infamous project. Previously, we helped him out with the exhaust. We just opened it up, straight piped it. It makes all of the cool F1 sounds that we love from the small displacement V10s. But it has an incredible amount of drone, which we kind of knew that was a distinct possibility going into it. However, those of you with wives know that that's a big issue. So, well, that and it's straight up uncomfortable for more than 30 or 40 miles. If you've ever had a vehicle with serious drone or a clapped out truck with a dumper or something like that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So we want more F1 sound on the outside and less drone on the inside. So I guess the next thing we should do is also drop it down and do a rev test or a cold start test and get a dB reading, and then we'll do an after as well.
So there you have it, guys. That's the rundown. And we are going to make it louder, but make it quieter at the same time. Does that even make sense?
We'll make it happen.
Yeah, we make it happen.
Getting a lot of the lower frequencies.
Yeah.
Which are the ones that drone the most. I don't know what the X-Pipe will actually do with that versus inside and outside. I know it'll take it out of the inside of the car.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see what that shows us after we do it. It's something else too, so we've noticed we only use the T304 stainless. It's a much harder and thinner wall pipe.
Right.
So we get like kind of these more aggressive, kind of those like metallic, you know, exotic sounds out of that.
Yeah, I always tell people, like, especially like back in the day with the Fox bodies, they get like the knockoff Flowmasters. But I'm like, just knock against that one and knock against the real one. And that thickness of the steel tells it all.
Right, yeah, it definitely changes the sound.
Yeah.
You know, you've got stock piping with, you know, 14, 16 gauge, you know, mild steel. I mean, that's going to kill a whole lot of those F1 sounds if that's what you're going for, right? So
look at that. You already got the X in your hand.
Yes. I've got one of two.
Okay.
The first one we always like to place as close to the engine as possible. More heat, more velocity, more scavenging to make it do its work.
Right.
So it looks like I actually left myself a really nice spot here to just slice it from the previous work and get this guy right in here.
Almost like we knew what we were doing with this.
Almost.
Yeah.
Sometimes people accuse me of that. And then this guy, I've already got it nice and ovaled out, so I'm gonna try not to mess with that if I don't have to. I'd love to slice it right about here and squeeze it in the backside.
Right.
And then that'll give us, I try and put about a foot apart of them at least for the drone control. But it seems like if you can space them further apart, it has a better effect.
All right.
You know, if they're butt to butt, it's already done its best work. Yeah, right. You know, let the sound mellow out for a foot or two, and then run it through another X pipe. So I think that's the plan here.
All right.
Yeah. There we go. I'll probably still oval it a little bit for clearance. Run this pipe, this X goes all the way back here, and then run this from here.
Well, if that's up, like, can that go down a little bit in the front?
Oh, it could go down a little bit in the front, but the thing is, we've only got, you know, a total of 3/4 inches on, you know.
I was just gonna say, because you're gonna have lots of, if that pipe's longer, you have lots more clearance on that.
Oh, yeah.
If that X is back, I think.
That's what I'm thinking. Keep the pipe round through here.
Yeah.
At that point. Oh yeah. Well, that's probably the thing that's saving us from that gas leak anyway. So.
Yeah. Well, it's all kind of. That's the old stuff. It's temporarily not doing it at the moment.
Oh, that's good to know right before I well line.
Yeah.
I was just gonna throw a wet rag up there and have someone stand by with a fire extinguisher. Hey.
That was me last time.
Yeah. corner is very close. I want to make sure it doesn't get me closer when we attach the X pipe. I'm happy now. The tips were such a pain. I really don't want to mess around back here.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. The tips are important.
They really are. Man, it doesn't matter how good the exhaust is at the end of the day. If the tips are crooked, you're like, yeah, man, your car sounds good, but what's with that tip that's like pointing at it right there? Just one little tack right there.
And then you could just rotate it. Because I think the position's fine, it's the rotation.
Let's deal with that after we weld everything and let it go. If we adjust it on some stands before everything's welded, it'll move again.
All right, we're back in action.
Looks like the idle is 7 decibels lower on average. I think they're idling between 85 and 89 before.
Yeah.
And if we shut up long enough, it settles down around like 79, 82. Again.
Sounds better.
That sounds so much better.
Sounds good.
That was good. Yeah,
There we have it, guys. I think that's success. We'll have to do a couple flybys and do some in-car drivability sound comparisons, but I think we might have nailed it. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we're back in the car, and it is substantially quieter in the cabin, which is nice. The tone is completely changed. So don't get me wrong, it's still a little loud, especially with the tank cover being off, but I'm confident that as soon as we get that all wrapped up, which I'm on my way to take care of that assembly right now. So once everything's buttoned back up and the rear seat's back in place, I think it's going to be much more enjoyable in the car, and you know what? It sounds better outside the car as well. So super happy. Again, big shout out to A&M Exhaust, aka Make It Loud Exhaust on Instagram, for the help. In fact, going to be bringing the Shipbox Fox by there next week so that they can get the exhaust tip straightened out. So stay tuned. Glad that I came over here because that's what we had to do to get this off. And you can see it's not even really threaded. It's a weird assembly where this locks onto this guy here, which I did chip that a little bit, but it is what it is. The amount of filthy fuel that came out of this filter, I was really surprised by, but at the same time I am not surprised because I don't think this has ever been changed. So just kind of taking our time here, and there's the level ascending unit there. So I think the trickiest part was getting the cartridge out of this guy right here. Find one? Nice. Okay, I'm just gonna put a little bit of oil on this new ring since we have it. Always a nice thing to do. All right. Oh man, it's like OEM. Never been changed. Perfect.
Let me just clean it.